Hey, what's up, y'all? If y'all feeling all this great content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you can get notifications.
You're not tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get the low love from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Already, baby, what's up with it and what it do? It's your big dog, Bobo Luciano. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to Super Tight TV. We back, up your back, going smack, smack, smack. Just like that. And I hope it feel good to you too, because it damn sure feel good to me. I got my sexy ass, gorgeous, beautiful wife.
It's your girl, Jazzy K.
In the building.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby? What you drinking?
Margarita.
Margarita.
What you drinking?
Same.
Okay.
Yes, Bobo
Trying to be
special.
like me.
Yeah, I tried to do it. I made you a drink.
What you got on? I like that.
Oh, you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Said I hustle for a living. You know what I'm talking about? Little local clothing weather, excuse me. Local clothing wear, okay?
Yes.
And just want to support the brand. You know what I'm talking about? Black owned.
I
Brother.
like it.
Yeah, I like that, man. Y'all go support the brother. Y'all Google that and go find out where it is.
Wait, what? Go what?
Google it.
Oh.
I
Sounded like it said something else.
Did it sound like I said something?
It did.
I know it just can't be on you. Got to be in you.
It's got to be in me, man. Well, you know, I'm from the Cliffs. You know, everybody from the Cliff ain't stiff, but
Nah.
I'm one of them stiff ones. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. And I tried to stay stiff. But today,
Pause.
that's not a pause moment, bro. You guys have nothing. I'm gonna edit that right on out.
Go ahead.
Because that's not even a pause moment at all.
It kind of was to me, too.
No. Pause moments are homosexual moments. That had nothing to do with nothing
Right,
homosexual.
A little bit.
That had nothing to do with nothing homosexual. I can walk around talking about I got a stiff one. That ain't, yeah. Ooh, he said, yeah. A stiff one. That's real.
Can you do the introduction?
Today I have a great family member. I got my brother in the house. Today we're going to go down for the community. You know what I'm talking about? This is for the community. We talked about that we wasn't just going to be about hip hop and music and entertainment. We have to bring some of my legends from the city, from the state, from the country around to sit down at the Texas table and tell their story. Not to glorify it, but to, you know, as an educational tool.
Right.
Hopefully we can deter people. Hopefully we can learn something from it. Hey, it is what it is. It's Key Campbell's in the house.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, it's my brother.
Glad to be here. Yeah,
Hey, love you, man.
you.
You look good, man. You almost look like you're still in the ninth grade.
I wish.
Okay.
How you doing? You drink all right?
Man, it's good.
Is it Cliff Clubbish?
I put it on that level.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know. I get your number.
Okay.
Y'all see?
You know, I usually get one at the cliff. So
I'm not quite up there yet.
I'm not on that level. Okay.
Not yet.
I got to step my game up.
you good though.
I got the wifey. Got the wifey looking all straight. How's that?
She gonna need us refill.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the bartender
I
tonight.
think mine missing a little something.
Well, a line?
You got the same thing in it as yours.
Everything that mine got in it.
Yours look a little more brown than
Well,
mine.
that's
Alcohol.
yeah. That's what it is.
Us
We talking like it's drink champs around here. Yeah, man. We all got Ubers to get home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes,
talking
we
about?
do.
We got Ubers to get home, or we gonna But say, I'm gonna let my wife get down. Well, before we just really get deep into your story,
All right.
you notice that you're at the Texas table,
Man,
Right.
I'm glad to be here.
and yeah, I'm glad to have you. We're glad to have you, sir, and we're excited for you to come through and tell your story for the peoples. And you watched Apollo, right?
Right.
You remember when they came out, Showtime at the Apollo, and then the people come out on the side of the stage and they rub that.
Right, the rock.
the stump.
You see that blue star right there? That's our positive energy stump. That's for you to take some positive energy with you for your life and your career, and that's for you to leave some for us so we can, prosper.
Yeah.
I like the reciprocity.
Yes, thank you.
That's what that
we,
is.
we don't want to just be one way.
Right.
It's a lot of cats that's one way.
Yeah.
Their way or no other way. It's got to be a two-way street with us, bro.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When we shine, we want you to shine.
Appreciate it.
Everybody I want everybody to win because I don't want nobody in our pockets. Talking about you got $1 million, you got $1 million, you got $1 million, then you ain't got to borrow none of our money because we ain't got no millions yet. But you hear that yet word?
On the way.
Everybody get $1 million.
I would love for every black man to be millionaires. I would.
Yeah, that'd be life changing.
I would. Every black man to be. I'm gonna speak it into existence. God help
Look,
every black man
not to just become one, to stay one.
stay one with an 800 credit score.
Yeah. Don't y'all be out there.
Everybody have 800 credit score,
We gonna leave America.
huh?
You ain't lying.
You know what they said? I'm gonna ask you a question. On that,
We'll
level.
have to leave America.
On that, on you ain't lying.
Bye.
By the land, huh?
Not finna happen on their watch.
They're not, yeah, for real. Nah. She keeping her straight.
I'm just saying.
She keeping her straight. Every time you try to have a good dream, she try to bring it back to reality. Right back to reality.
Well, you can call it. I
Oop,
mean,
there goes gravity.
You. I'm a realist.
I am too, baby.
No, you're not.
I am. I like
You're
to
one
dream
of those
too.
glass half full people.
No, I am a.
It's nothing wrong with that.
I'm
I'm just the
optimistic.
opposite.
I'm optimistic.
And that's great.
Yeah.
But I'm a realist. I don't look at
The
a half,
opposite of
I don't look
optimistic
at a
is
half full
pessimistic.
glass and say, "Oh, we have plenty. There's half."
Uh-oh.
I'm like, no, it's time to go to the store.
Yeah, you said that glass right there was lacking a little alcohol.
Well, see?
So that's evidence.
This is just my first drink, though.
What,
Okay.
What is,
Here's
What
the
is that
question.
supposed to mean?
Here's the question that I heard on K104 the other day.
what drink did I already have?
Here's the question. I thought you may have had one.
Exactly.
Here's the question that
Mind
I've
your
had on
business.
K104 the other day.
How you been?
Besides money and land, what would you accept for reparations?
Some re-slavery? No, I'm just playing. Not for us. No, just kidding.
Money and land.
Besides money and land,
Yes. That's why I'm going to tell you some of the choices some of the
true
people said.
equality.
That's why I got that 800 credit score. Somebody said that every black person have 800 credit score. The guy who said that really had a good plan. He said, no taxes for black people.
That's about best it can get.
No taxes for black people.
Wrong button.
If you stop doing all that,
No more for you.
it'll
No
work
more for
every
you,
time.
Kenny. No
I
more
promise it'll work
no
every
more
time.
Belizean
I
rum
promise
for
you it'll
you.
work every time. If you stop, if you do this right here.
No, it's that Belizean rum.
No, I don't.
It's the Belizean.
I bet you I can do it.
It's the Belizean.
I promise you.
Excuse me. It's the Belizean rum.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
Okay. Is he drunk on
Is
that?
that in the margarita?
No.
No.
We'll get you a shot.
All right.
Yeah, so you feel like, please. No man.
After.
After. But what would you take? I mean, think about that. No taxes. What you think, baby?
Free college.
Free education?
As many times as I need it.
So we really just, I guess, in a nutshell, we just asking for
Fairness.
black privilege.
Yeah, a little black privilege.
Yeah.
Don't be nothing wrong with that.
Equality.
No, because we're not gonna catch up like that. You think about it, you're talking about 400 to 500 years of free labor.
Yes.
Man, that's profound.
Yes.
Nothing in the history of creation has profited at that level.
Nothing.
So when you talk about,
It's still going, though. You think about it. When you think about
reparations, when you think, first off, I know for this is how I think this is what I believe their perspective is. All right, how much?
Yeah.
If how
Yeah,
much?
yeah.
And with us, we like give us what you took.
Yeah.
But you got
You
out
can't
of
put a
the
money.
deal.
You can't put a money.
You can't
put a dollar sign on
You
it.
can't. So you talking about at least 400 to 500 years of black privilege.
Right.
Yes. I would say longer than that. How long was the slave act?
The who?
Slave trade.
At least it was
least
400 plus
400,
years.
yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then since then, how long
Ooh,
has it been?
yeah.
Then you
you're
have
right,
then
you're
you
right,
have
you're
Jim
right.
Crow. You had the Jim Crow
Yeah.
era
It
that we
still
had
goes.
to get through.
The penitentiaries, because
you
them
had-
boys out there picking cotton in state penitentiary
Yeah. Right now.
right now. Right now. That's free labor.
Yeah. I did it for 5 years.
Huh.
Oh yes, let's get to that.
Yeah.
Not just that, but we're gonna get to your story. But first, let's start with just telling everybody where you're from.
All right. My name is Keith Campbell, and I'm from Oak Cliff.
Hey.
Hit that button, Kenny.
There you go.
Oak Cliff, America, stand up.
Yeah. And went to David W. Carter High School.
Oh, okay.
Class of 89, part of the 1988 state championship team.
Yes. Give me another one. Yes.
And after that, became a part of what is now considered one of the biggest travesties against the neighborhood, against the community. The robberies that proceeded after the championship was going to happen 5 days after our winning.
Now let's talk about that. We're gonna act like no one knows your story.
Okay.
So during high school, you're part of the championship football team.
The first all-black championship.
Ooh.
Actually, you were part of the only championship in DISD.
Well,
Think about that. Oh, they
no.
happened in the 60s.
Sunset won in 1955. I believe.
Okay.
And since then, we had been the only school that had won at the Class 5A level.
Okay.
Right.
So you're on this championship team. Did you guys have lots of scholarship opportunities or schools wanting to get at you?
Oh yeah. Well, Carter's always been known as a school that generated a lot of opportunity for higher education.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Even before they became an all-black school. Once Coach James took over, which was I believe 1982, the increase in scholarships. The scholarship opportunities increase year by year. By our year, I want to say at least 22 players off the team. Not all of them being starters, but offered
that's
at least
unheard of.
Division I scholarships.
That's unheard of. Wow.
Okay.
And
Were you one of them?
No.
what position did you play back then?
I played wide receiver.
Okay. And for those that don't know, this is the team. Correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Let me know. This is the team that was depicted in the Friday Night Lights movie.
Correct.
That beat Odessa Permian.
That's right.
Yes, this is the Carter Cowboy team that beat Odessa Permian.
Right.
Yes.
Beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they were ugly stepchildren.
But the movie was a lie because we ain't play them in the state championship.
I know it.
Semifinals.
It was the week before.
They always
Yes.
gotta do stuff.
Yeah.
for
They
the
do stuff
drama.
like that. I think they do that for dramatics.
Of course.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, gotta make it
The
seem
influence.
Like, yeah.
Okay. So you're on this championship team.
Right.
What happened? What? Because you mentioned the robberies.
Well,
So let's start with there. You and some other teammates or some friends or what? Family members?
I guess you have to include teammates, but for me it was a little bit deeper. They were my homeboys.
Gotcha.
That was my circle.
Gotcha.
How old were you at that age?
At that time, I was 17 when the idea first became relevant.
Yes.
A guy that transferred from another school who played on the team
Yes.
said that he had an idea about coming up with some money.
Okay.
And when the idea was presented to me, I was like, nah, that don't make sense.
Now,
We
what
gonna
was
lose
this
our
idea?
life. Robberies.
Yeah. Okay.
What kind of robberies?
Fast food. Work like restaurants where they worked.
Oh wow.
like set them up.
Like set
Oh,
up.
got you.
Right, right.
Okay, that
Yes,
makes sense.
side.
That makes sense.
So, I was like, nah, it's going to lead to us going to prison. That was the first thought. So, again, when you talk about me, that was at age 17, but my first ride in a police car for taking something that didn't belong to me was about at the age of 9 or 10.
Oh,
I couldn't
really?
even see out the window of the police car.
Okay, what was you stealing at 9 or 10?
Penny candy.
And they put you in the police car?
Hey,
You was notorious.
born in the USA.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It didn't matter. Not in the late 70s.
No. Yeah. I feel you on that.
And in realization, that's not justifying that move, but I believe it was more of a scare tactic.
Okay.
And over time, as we talked about earlier, Bobo, that man, we just wanted more.
Yeah.
And as I got older, the one thing that I knew was I wanted some money. I wanted some money. I didn't care where I got it from, who I got it from, how I got it. Best friend, enemy. Again, if my objective was to get it, I was going to figure out how to get it.
Yeah.
So over time, it became a pattern, a lifestyle. And my desire was to always make sure that I could take care of what I wanted.
Okay.
Again, work ethic was very important, but in terms of teaching, we were talking about children and what we were exposed to. Work ethic was important, but that wasn't my priority.
Yeah.
I just wanted some money.
Yeah.
and
Already.
what was it? The question I had. We speak about work ethic, but you say work ethic wasn't your priority. How did you think you were gonna get the money? This is
Fast money. You wanted it fast and wanted it now?
At that time, and it's crazy because I got a saying now, fuck them wise. You were like, why and how you think you were gonna get it? Whatever it took to get it.
Enemy necessary.
Yeah.
Got you.
It's crazy. The first character in terms of a coloring book that I remember my mom exposing me to was Robin Hood.
Wow.
well.
And till this day, no other character has preceded him in terms of the effect it has had on my life.
I feel you.
And I'm talking about it now. My dad at this today is 94 years old, still living.
Hey,
Still gets around.
that's a blessing right there, man.
Just renewed his driver's license.
What? Still getting around. That's what I'm talking about.
So
Shout out to
again-
Pops.
Thank you. So again, the work ethic was exposed to me. It's just that again, my objective was to get as much money as I could. I wasn't gonna sell no dope.
Okay.
I'd rather take it.
Okay.
And so you have to realize this. That was at the beginning of the crack era.
Right.
And crack had hit Dallas, but not like it hadn't really just taken a hold of
Right.
Dallas at that time. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You want to add something, Jaye?
Oh no, I forgot now.
I was just drawing the picture so people could know, you know.
Yeah. Again, I had a job, but I still had an objective. Two different things, and I believe the environment that I grew up in had a tremendous effect on the decisions I made.
Of course.
I watched my mom and my dad work, and still give me very little. Now, I'm not talking about gifts. I'm talking about money was placed in my hand. And I remember the lessons trying to be taught to me about how to manage, which what I consider was very little.
And let me ask you this. I mean, you 17 at this time, 16, 17.
Right.
what was it that you really thought you needed that your parents were not providing?
Man, I
the
love that
little
question.
I got to ask.
I know because you keep avoiding it.
I mean, got
Money. You can't never get enough of money.
Yeah. That was his thought process back
Yeah.
then. Yeah. He's 17.
Well, I mean, not all 17-year-olds are that focused on
No,
money.
and that's true.
But I'm trying to get to your mind, your frame of mind at 17 at that time.
One of the things I realize in life is that we all different.
Mm-hmm.
Some make the right decisions. Some don't.
Yeah.
Some have to go through the fire. Some don't. Some know it's hot.
But see, you knew it was. Because you
but
said,
I enjoyed it.
That's what it was. Okay, because you said this gonna land us in prison.
Now I'm gonna give you something that I don't even know a lot of society knows.
Mm-hmm.
The powers that be realize that there's a phase in boys' lives that's called delinquent phase. I think it varies between the age of like 13 to 25. So we all know that what they say, girls mature faster than boys. So there's a certain phase. Again, you're talking about being deprived of certain things. You see other people have it. You watch TV. You see this. Again, what you're exposed to, yet you're deprived of. And so I was just one that wanted more money, so I could do going back to the Robin Hood thing.
Right.
I can bring people in that can tell you that at the age of 12 and 13, I was throwing parties at the Polar Bear for everybody in the neighborhood.
Already.
Because in those proceeds, again, the robberies did for me, then started in 1988. My first robbery was like in 1984 or 5 at 12 years old. It just wasn't no aggravated. It was a strong one. Just grabbing the cash register and running.
Already.
But I can also say this. Again, it goes back to what we say that the era we grew up in.
Yeah.
We grew up in what was the most important thing for a mother and a father to do was to go to where? Work.
Yeah.
You said your dad had 2 jobs.
Worked 2 jobs my whole childhood, my whole life.
My dad had me, he was 41. Now, he didn't have 2 jobs, but I know once he got off, in hindsight, he didn't have the energy to put forth in terms of raising me to be the man I needed to be.
He's 41.
No,
Were you the youngest?
I was.
How many were ahead of you?
My mom's only child.
Okay.
But I have 4 older brothers.
Oh, yeah, your dad.
Okay.
Was like,
So, again, when I look, and then you think about the resources. You talk about the resources that's provided for us.
Yep.
And those that are provided for others.
And DISD.
and at a different time. We ain't talking about now.
Yeah, we're talking about in the 70s.
For y'all that want to get in the comments and say, oh, we have all these. We talking about in the 70s.
It's still less than.
It's still.
It's still less than what they have.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
100%.
But it comes from lack.
No, it's 100%.
It comes from the lack of solidarity, though. Lack of solidarity between us. We won't stick together for what we really know we need.
Yeah.
Others do. That's it.
That's true.
It's that simple. It's not no down.
But it's also, and I can't. I mean, it's also a part of the grooming, okay, of Black Americans. I mean, we were trained. It's a mindset. It doesn't just go away.
It comes from slavery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Dependency.
we're still dealing with the ramifications of slavery with each other, with being pitched against each other, and you got the inside and the house person and the field person and the overseer, and you know what I mean. And it's still, those things are still working behind the scenes to this.
They were smart when they did it. When they implemented the system, they were smart.
Yeah.
It was all psychological. They broke us down psychologically, and it's still in effect to this day.
That's true.
You know, whether they say, "Nah, I ain't even gonna go there." Yeah. Continue with your story, brother.
Yeah. So, you know, going back to that time, I made decisions long before high school.
Yeah.
In terms of doing wrong, stealing, making money, sneaking out.
Yep.
It was a pattern for me. And I know that I whatever my mind is set to accomplishing, I'ma do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or whether it was wrong.
Well,
No matter, again, the same question that you asked, Jazz, my mom, others asked. Man, but why? That's just how I'm wired.
okay. So you had a new student come to the school and he proposed this idea for y'all to get money.
Right.
You knew it was going to lead you to prison. Yet
Right.
you followed. Now, how did everybody else get involved? Everybody was just like,
Same
yeah, I'm
desire.
down.
Same
Did
desire.
you bring it to everybody else?
No. It started with 3 individuals. We did it, and we just did it for that one time. And really, for me, it fell in my lap. And I just felt like I was the measuring stick on, if Key didn't do it, don't try it.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was
You was
like,
the leader.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, I figure. We talked about it earlier.
The responsibility of being in that position.
Let me ask you a question. I know this question, but you can answer it and make sure that I'm right.
You know the answer to the question?
Yes, I know the answer to the question. You got the most time?
I did.
I thought so. Continue.
Okay.
The leader.
So we go with, it went from maybe the first robbery in December, we didn't touch it. Or the idea of even committing another robbery didn't occur for the next, I want to say 4 or 5 months.
So the first robbery, was it
Around Christmas time.
was it
Right before Christmas.
So y'all went on Christmas break. Then after Christmas break,
But
it was like,
What's
some more
crazy is I always been into something. I have.
Yeah.
So the money was not needed for me.
Yeah.
It just was an opportunity
To
that
get more
came
money.
up. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
And with the other 2, they wanted to get Christmas gifts for different people. Look at you.
So let's draw a picture.
I mean,
let's draw a picture.
I'm
Was
just
it in
saying-
Oak Cliff?
It was.
I understand it. I understand. I'm asking the questions, but I'm not pretending like I haven't
right.
experienced, you know what I mean? Like,
So it was in Oak Cliff. Was it at that person who bought it to your ideas first? Was it his job that y'all robbed?
It was.
And what was that place? You remember?
Jack in the Box.
In Oak Cliff.
And on Jefferson. In Oak Cliff.
Okay.
had one.
Okay. Ran in. Was the firearms involved or just in and
Yeah.
out? Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Now at 17, because this is people want to know.
and that was before cards, so they had the cash up in there too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why they went.
Well, let me say this. Going back to that, because it progressed over time.
Yes. How much y'all got out of that one?
300 apiece.
Okay.
3. But to a 17.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That's enough to
Do something.
watch this to ball
Y'all was balling, okay?
Yes.
for 17.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
Minimum wage was $3.25.
You remember. Yeah.
Yes. I used to work at Sears, bro. And I used to get my checks every 2 weeks. What'd I tell you?
Oh.
After they take taxes out, $250, $300.
And when
I done worked 2
started
weeks.
working, it was $5.25.
And you just hit one lick in and out for $300.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, God, I just put
So again, that was just like a moment. And
was it an adrenaline rush?
Well,
no, I think everybody involved understood, man, this is not something that we wanted to do really.
I mean, was it supposed to be a one-time thing? Or y'all hadn't discussed it?
I'm about to say that's a whole. If you do that much talk, you don't need to be.
Well,
doing
I
it,
just want to
you
know,
But
like,
you know, I
at what
understand where
point-
she's coming from.
But-
yeah. At
Yeah,
what
I
point
do.
did it go from one
I just
to
think
multiple?
I think after the fact of the first one, it was like, say, man, we did this, we done.
Yes.
It wasn't
Right.
said. It just was a feeling because you
Right.
were raised not to do.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
We ended up getting the same individual
Yes.
that set up that came with the idea and also was the inside guy. He and I both ended up working at the same place in April. 4 months later.
Oh,
Ooh,
what was that?
Ooh-wee.
Piece in. No.
pinky in the brain.
What was that one at?
Poncho.
Pink. Ooh, raise
Our
the
ponchos,
flag.
our ponchos,
Raise
Yeah.
the flag.
baby, our ponchos.
On Wheeling.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, and again, this is not about glorification, but this is about what drove me. Again, it wasn't an idea for me, but the conversation came up.
Yes.
Again, we did it.
From him?
Look,
Now,
we,
watch that.
we both here this
From
time.
him?
We know the ins and outs. We know the.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true. Not only that,
He sold it to you.
because again, what was the drive for the first one?
Money.
Christmas.
Christmas.
The Christmas.
Yes.
Now, 5 months later, prom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And what was y'all parents saying when y'all was showing up? I mean, the ones that wanted Christmas
Showing up with
gifts
what?
for the. You just said one of them wanted to be able to buy a Christmas gift.
Right.
Did they buy them or not?
they did, but they ain't buy a car. So
$300,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, it may have been something like
That's a lot
like,
for a kid. If you know
They
you
didn't use
if
all
you-
the $300.
I'm saying if you know you didn't give your kid a certain amount of money and then they show up with a certain gift. I mean, I ain't saying you spend all of it, but it's like we're
you that kind of mother though. Jess.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You know, you have to, and it's funny that you bring
gotta
that
think
up
about it.
because my mom, I think, was like that. And except the one I could get away everywhere else. As soon as I pulled it out at home,
Yes.
yeah. Where
But that
get
was
from?
everybody.
No,
Let me tell you-
it's
wait a
not
minute,
everybody.
wait a minute. The reason I'm saying that,
Some mamas
the reason
turn
I'm
the
saying
other
is,
cheek.
how many times have you heard stories about drug dealers from high school say, I was buying cars and all that, but I had to park way around the corner.
Yeah, that's true. You did have a plan.
Yes.
and that goes back to what Jazzy was asking. Man, I had a room for it's 17. I had a 25 automatic, a 45,
Where you get these guns
a
from?
38, and a Tech 9. But watch this. My parents wouldn't know where to find them. It wasn't on the wall.
Already.
Boy, stop. If it was in the house, I'm gonna find
At
it.
17.
But now that's again, and it's funny. You said one thing and you said another. You said around the corner. Mama said in the house. So we gonna figure out how to work it based upon who our parents are.
Oh, yeah.
That's how that was.
Oh, yeah.
I
feel
did
it.
put enough thought into it, Jazz.
Yeah, you better.
Yes.
Because see, again, I go back to my mom. I told you, the
I
one
can't bring it to
person
my mama. Yeah.
that came back and told me where that come from was my mama.
Yes.
And this
You can slide it by your daddy all day long.
This a big
And
thing.
then your mama know that look in your eye when you're lying.
Not only that, your mama know her,
Well,
and she fruit don't fall far.
Oh,
from the tree.
yo.
That part. Now,
Yes.
just on some real.
that's real though.
It
because
is.
a lot of
Man, because I deal with mine like
That's
that.
real,
I deal with mine like
Yes,
that.
you got
Man,
me
I'm not
too.
gonna avoid that.
Me too.
and that's why we deal differently because he know, but I know from a females, and I wasn't perfect, but
see,
I'd be like,
See, the thing about, that's the thing. She grew up around all girls.
Right.
I grew up around all girls.
Right.
Right? And then when something happens, you think about stuff, but then when you start thinking about bloodline and DNA and it could be hereditary and things like that, I start thinking about, well, yeah, that could be me. She
Well,
may be she act just like me.
I never exclude me from the thought.
The equation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Man, they mine.
They mine.
right.
Let's just say this, and she can tell you this as well. Before we even had our youngest, the newest producer on the show, Princess
Yes,
Ellie.
Princess
Yeah.
Ellie. There right
Yeah.
now.
We knew she was gonna be a firecracker because of how I act and how she acts. We knew mixing that she was gonna be special, and we have a special one. She's outgoing. She's smart. She ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? So,
Not at all.
but it's all just like what you said. The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Example, my son, we went to go see Den of Thieves. Now, he was on his phone a lot of that movie.
Yeah.
But when they started talking about how much money they generated through the mint and how much was burned,
He put the phone down.
man, he looked at his dad and he said, "Is that true?" I said, "Yeah, but a price come with whatever thought you thinking."
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes. A light bulb went off in his head.
Like his daddy.
It was like this.
Like, ding.
He was on the phone and just
He
like,
showed me he was my son.
right then and there.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And again, I believe
You
men
can't
are
get no
born with the desire to have more.
Yes.
It's just that we've been deprived of so much. So when you think about some of the actions we took, going back to the crack era,
Yes.
the only thing, and I'm not, no, same as white America, how they built their money in the beginning. He built it off their people and their dependencies.
Yes.
That's all we were doing, trying to have a piece of the American pie.
Didn't know what we was doing.
But the only thing that a lot of us didn't have the vision of doing was building something off of that.
Come on. Yep.
Yeah. I heard you do a podcast with another individual. You were talking about how had you seen the value as opposed to the fun.
Yeah.
That's
like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because some people did.
They did.
Well, you think about our lighter race people, they did a lot of wrong.
Melanemic.
You know what I mean? From prohibition, bootlegging, the Kennedys.
Man, say.
The Kennedys. But they did something with that money.
Yes, sir.
That's how, I mean, and it's a few black people. I'm pretty sure it's some $1 million corporations that are black owned that came from the dirt.
Started from the bottom.
Yes. They came, when I say from the dirt, I'm talking about they came from.
Yeah, but the opportunities have, first off, we haven't been shown how to do it.
No.
Second thing is, again, you have to keep in mind how important it is to not make the decisions that I made.
That's the thing.
Because the losing your citizenship, man, you talk about
You lost citizenship?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Your rights.
My rights.
Okay. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Your rights. When you're when you come out a felon.
Yeah. Well, I know that.
Once convicted, no right to vote, no right to bear arms.
That goes away at a certain time, don't it?
After 5 years, you can own a firearm in your home only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just think about, now you said after 5.
Yeah.
I did 18 years parole. So we talking about 5 more after that.
5 more after that.
On top of the 18 I already
So
the 25.
You know what that mean? You was at risk that whole time. You was unprotected that whole time.
That's right.
You couldn't protect yourself or your family.
Or
unless you gonna put the fisticuffs on them.
Okay.
Or think about the risk the sacrifice you're gonna have to make, the consequences that come with whatever you did.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did Jack in the Box. How did the Ponchos plan?
But like I said, it was by prom time, and it's been years ago, so I don't recall how it eventually came to the point of us doing it. But I do remember this.
Before you go, on the same note, you said it started with 3. How many is on the Poncho?
On the Ponchos?
Is it still the same
4.
3?
It's 4.
So now it's one added.
It's one added.
One added. Okay. All right.
And what's crazy?
You bring the more people you bring in. Yeah.
Oh, see who I brought today? Nobody.
Okay. Nobody, baby. Okay.
So, and it's when I look at that situation, I'm like, because we have to wait for the manager to come out. We talking about 2, 3 in the morning. They falling asleep. And I'm like, and that's cool because ain't nothing jumping off you.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I see that, like I said, this life ain't for everybody.
Right.
And that robbery probably came out. We probably came out about $5,000-$6,000, which was drastically different.
Yes.
Than the Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
so at that point, it was on.
Everybody loved Ponchos.
I'm just saying, at that point, it was on.
I seen in your eye? I might go.
Everybody loved Ponchos back then.
Jaye was like, I might go now.
Look, I had a job back in the day.
You saw the look in her eyes you saw in your little boy.
I had a job back in the day. Okay, I had a job back in the day. I ain't gonna name no names. that before cards and it was cash. Same thing. I'm
Right,
asking the
right,
questions
right,
I already know
right,
the answer
right.
to.
Yeah,
But for,
yeah.
for those that don't,
Now you said everybody what love
Money.
ponchos.
Everybody loved
Raise
ponchos
the
back
Now
flag.
then, especially back then.
Ooh wee. And
you say, baby?
what's crazy
Raise
is
the flag.
it was
Yes.
a buffet.
Yeah.
And I never forget this.
You remember back then, bro? It was always packed. Even on a weekday.
Dude, I'm doing the numbers.
Even
When
on
I
the
work
weekday.
there, I'm like,
Sunday?
say, man, them people
It was
pay
always the line.
$5.
Baby, Sundays after church.
Sunday was ridiculous.
If
But-
you went Saturday or Sunday.
Yes.
And so
Because it wasn't no dropping the money off at the bank.
No.
Again.
No. You planned it out.
I
know.
did.
Because you worked there,
And
you saw the operation.
Don't y'all get no bright ideas out there. It's a really
This is
different time. You
education.
ain't gonna,
Because
you
yeah,
gonna
I
come
mean,
out with
because
nothing.
in the end,
A
there's
bunch of
price.
receipts.
In the end, there's a price.
There is a big price.
and it's a different era now.
Yes.
Look, cameras, technology.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Bunch of receipts.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that wasn't
No,
different then
it's too
than
much
it is
stuff
now.
we did back then
That would
that
not
we
fly
could.
today.
Oh my God!
But
it ain't gonna fly.
technology, I'm gonna be honest with you. Technology changed how I moved.
Huh, I
Yes.
really did.
Yeah, I mean they already show you that they don't even secure a lot of places. They just have cameras and they'll look for you later.
Yeah, oh, there they are, right there.
And you know what? Just speaking about on that level on technology,
Right.
And you speaking about earlier about UGK, right? You know, Bun owns the Trill Burger.
Right.
My buddy went down there the other day and said, "Was there somebody on the show was talking about that? They went and it was you can't use cash
At all?
at all."
That sounds like some shit Bobby do.
But he ain't the only one doing that.
No.
But it's the fact of the matter is, can't nobody get robbed, and the money is gonna always be right.
There you go.
And the money gonna be right.
That's wisdom.
That
That's
was
logic,
BDR
bro.
Goon.
Yeah.
What's that, baby?
That was BDR.
BDR going, yes. See, he went down there and the burger was magnificent.
Slapping.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Bun B Trill Burgers. If y'all ain't
Hey,
went
you
down there in
have?
Houston, not yet because we've been so busy doing this.
That's all right. I need to get
We
that
coming
too,
though.
man.
We coming.
Yeah, we coming.
I told him the
bro.
other day. I said, "Bro, with us, bro.
Ooh wee.
When we coming, we coming."
I'm staying a couple of days and I'm
Yeah.
eat twice.
You know, a famous Bun B line. We coming like dicks and vaginas.
Get up off me.
That was a Bun B line.
Get up off me.
That was
Don't
just,
do it.
Now
Don't
here
do it.
he is. He right back to square one. We have been on the road. We've been doing well.
Did I mess up?
Yeah.
I had to believe.
You quoted Bun B.
That was a bar.
They didn't come off. They didn't come
That
off.
didn't
Here,
come out.
did it?
Yeah, no, that's not my feelings. I quoted a Bun B bar. It was a good bar too. It was good. Damn, that boy spit on that
I
one,
missed a
man.
good bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ponchos, y'all hit $3,000 to $4,000, and then it was
Right.
on and popping.
It's
Wait a
fun.
minute.
Yeah, you right. Because watch this. Just like you, it was like,
Ding.
whoa.
So let me ask you this: it's 4 people,
And you got greedy.
even 4, or was it an even split?
You got greedy. Just be honest.
One more time.
It was even split, right?
I doubt it.
How much you got off of it?
The 2 that worked there got the most.
Well, I know we were all given stacks to divide amongst one another.
Yes,
Of course, we a den of thieves, so you can't say who got more
Right.
than
that's
one.
right.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
Don't, yeah, okay.
I just know we all ate.
That's good.
And after that, going to what you said, Jay, it was on
It
because
becomes a drug after that.
man say you already broke it down on your job.
Yes,
We got 2 weeks pay on the first one. Now we got what? 10 months.
bam, and one lick. All they had to do was stay awake. You was awake, and it's time.
And
Okay.
but
Wait.
over time,
This is what we gonna do that no one has ever done.
okay.
You might can't remember. Walk us through. What was it? He gonna come out and we just gonna rob him, or we gonna rob the store?
Nah. You just watched when the lights went out. And once the door opened, you had them go back in.
Gotcha.
Again, bring, you at a level now.
You ain't off now.
Nah.
Go back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you got people that pick up periodically now.
Yes.
Brink Security. You got
Yeah,
so many
yeah.
security firms
So
there.
wait,
Bro, I used
did the manager or whoever it was not recognize y'all,
That
your
was masked
boys?
up.
Or?
There you go.
Masked up.
Now that's you brought that up. In the end, a lot of people believe that we were all tied to one another. We weren't.
Okay.
There were few that I was involved with, and they were related to one had a cousin, one had a brother.
Okay.
And they did their thing. But I didn't have anything to do with it.
Got you.
But y'all got lumped together.
That's all
Guilt
that
by
became.
association.
Right, there you go.
Youngsters.
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah.
Youngsters out
We're
there.
gonna put all the murders on him.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter that it wasn't you. If that
Yes.
was your friend and you've been known
Yeah.
to associate with them, they're gonna put all y'all in the same box.
Yeah, in the end, and it's not taking anything away from our wrongdoing. But in the end, in doing that and putting us together, it provided them the opportunity to advance in their field of work.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
So, but then I'm gonna say from around April through June, we committed. The people that I was associated with committed maybe about 5 robberies.
Okay, from April to June. So okay. Ooh. Y'all
What?
was busy.
We were at
It's
work.
like 3 months.
Go back to the first one. We said,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
okay.
but this is what I know about life. You can be apprehensive. We can go to sex. You can be apprehensive the first time.
Then after that,
It's on. Ain't no resistance.
on and
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So that's how the robbery was. At first, okay, man, no. We tried it, got away with it. That's simple. Let's do it again.
and that's usually what it is. The
Yeah.
getting away with
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and we don't know
And
when
getting
to stop.
past the apprehension of doing something that you but this is what I understand. And I don't have a problem with realizing, and this is an example, an analogy. You might see it and say, you know what? That ain't for me. And then look at myself and be like, you know what? I'll take that chance.
Yeah.
Because there has been that and again, $8,000 wasn't gonna change nobody's life, honestly.
Yeah, but in the eyes of a youngster, we thinking about 17.
Well, watch this. Hip hop do it.
Exactly.
That's all you see from black videos.
Yeah, that's true.
No other genre you see they flashing money. So again, it's about overcoming the drive of having some currency. And what I got to the point of in life is realizing what my purpose was.
Okay.
And that changed. It put me in a position where I could have thousands of dollars and it wouldn't get me to the place I need.
Okay, it ain't testimony time. We finna wait. We gotta hear your testimony. So let's do the build up. Okay, so April through June, y'all did 5. At any point during that, did any one of you say, "Hey, you had
people that stopped.
We need to quit." Okay.
One of the individuals that was part of the first 2, he didn't go again.
Did he not get? Was he?
Yeah,
not?
he went to prison.
Oh wow.
Hey man, he did wrong. And again, that's not taking light that I would have loved for all of us to have gone home. But I'm gonna tell you this: if we had gone home on probation, we'd have went to prison anyway.
Yeah. So how did it all start breaking down, crumbling apart? What was the first?
Well, you already said it earlier when we added 1.
Aside from that,
That's what it was.
Yeah. So,
That one was the weak link.
Word of mouth. No, word of mouth.
it's just
word of mouth. So
the
now,
most
You
people
added 2
involved,
me. Yeah.
not us, Bobo, but they went and talked. Like, say for example, there were 2. One was a brother, one was a cousin. So he was like, "Say, man, how you come up with on that?" well, we did this. We'll say, you know what, we gonna try.
And then everybody.
Yeah, so you had a multitude of cats, and then we were gambling. Dice was a big thing back then.
Hell yeah.
Now
At school.
Now what's crazy? What you say?
At school.
Like it was
like it was the casino.
Like it was a UIL in St.
Under the stairs.
For real.
What?
And I think we were state champs back
What?
then. In
Carter?
Come on.
Carter, man, come on, bro. Play the people.
So how are y'all doing all this and keeping up with football practices?
Easy.
I mean, yeah. I'm like,
Wasn't it easy?
I'm like, no, it can't be that.
It was.
I know what.
You dang, y'all living double lives.
Well, no, you think about this. The same thing that occupies the kids' time now. Tap in, what's this? Phones and tablets.
Yes, we didn't have all that.
had it. So watch this.
true.
Once we were out of practice, we had what 4 or 5 hours to
time,
do what we wanted.
Yeah.
And depending on your drive, for me,
Excuse me.
I've always been wired like this, and I believe this. This is what I believe about driven people. Driven people don't need a whole lot of sleep.
Yeah.
They just need a couple of hours.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. When you find somebody be like, man, I ain't get 8 hours. It don't say nowhere that you got to have 8.
That's a fact. I don't know who came up with that because I sure be chasing 8 hours and
So-
it don't never happen.
So when it came to, again, waiting somebody out, watch this. I got to go to school in the morning, but I want to rob this spot.
Okay.
I sit there at 2, 3 in the morning.
Motivation.
And that's just how it got to. And what ended up happening was so many people got involved.
And that's when it get messy.
Well, going back to what, you know, as you ask your questions, this is how I perceive you, Jay. I wouldn't fuck with them. Now, I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying. I'm not. It's not being judgmental. It's just saying based upon the questions.
Well, too, the 17-year-old. I'm asking questions that people want to know.
Right. I know because you told me about you being real in the life that you've experienced.
Just saying exactly.
Right,
so
right.
I totally
But I'm saying in terms of the
understand,
questions, it come across as like how some people think, as you just said.
I wouldn't have done that. Well, you don't know what you do when
Ooh-wee.
when
And
you
then
faced
there's
with
some
similar circumstances, and
Man, it's hard to say no.
it
At certain times.
It is.
And we ain't just talking about robbery, we're talking about life, period.
And well, too, we also have to look at the fact of the age. You know what I mean? When you're 17, just think about it. Nobody is the same person at 21, at 31, at 41, at 50, as they were when they were 17. And you think about some of the decisions and things you made at that age, and it's like, I was dumb as hell. But you don't know that till later. You think you smart at the time.
Yeah. But that's a part of growing up.
It is.
It is.
Some people don't never grow out of that.
Ooh-wee. But that's, watch this. That's what makes some people unique and some not.
That's true.
That's important to the cycle of life.
Yes.
We talked about it, man.
But you got to have somebody to tell your kids, now see that person?
Yeah.
Well, are you going to be the type of person to learn from your mistakes?
Come on.
Or are you going to be the type of person to repeat your mistakes?
To buy some lessons. You know
what I'm saying?
You gonna take.
Are you going to go through it or grow through it?
Ooh.
That's
strong.
what that is.
That's strong right there.
And so, you know, that's what we got. So I'm sure the next phase is about us getting what? Arrested?
Yeah, that's next. I want to know, and I'm sure the people want to know, because you know I'm a true crime.
Yeah, she true crime, bro.
connoisseur. So you know,
When I told her you was coming,
that's my question.
when I told you was coming,
She got a defense team together.
now she don't need one.
I don't need.
See what?
Man, let me tell you something. She the defense team.
Oh, hey, well, my little brother, you know what he say?
What?
The women work for the Fed.
Boy, if let me tell you something, the feds need no men.
Don't tell nobody,
If the feds was all women, every crime would be solved.
bruh. Okay,
Every crime would be solved.
it would. I ain't even.
And it
gonna lie.
wouldn't take long,
It wouldn't
At
take
all.
long at all. Okay, we'd be like, it was her.
bro. And they the best cheaters.
Yes.
They are the best cheaters.
Yeah.
They
for
are.
real.
They gonna have.
You know why? It's because women don't get all emotional. Y'all
That ain't what I'm talking about.
think they
We
do.
don't get emotional. They get emotional.
Nah, we
they the
just-
ones that fall in love and all that.
But you just said
man,
women
please.
are better cheaters.
They
They're
better
better
cheaters.
cheaters because they not out here falling in love.
No, they hide it. No, they hide it. They hide
Well, you know, a
it. That's
brother
not the
more
reason.
prone to say we just cool with one another than
I'm
a
not a
woman
cheater,
is.
so I'm
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
woman gonna expose, especially if you worth keeping.
Yes.
She had a plan anyway.
Come on.
She was taught to play with dolls and play with doll houses while we was giving
Okay,
football.
we're digressing.
Oh,
We're
that's a whole-
digressing.
She put enough family
this
together
is turning
early,
into
huh?
female bashing. We're not going to go down this
It's not
lane. No, I'm
bashing.
just playing.
It's the truth.
I'm just,
Why is it bashing when it's the truth?
I'm just
Another
giving you.
episode.
I'm just
Understand
giving
that.
you the same energy you be giving me. Haven't he said that before? That I'm male bashing. Don't try to be neutral now, Kenny.
I don't know, Kenny. I just know that.
Okay, so at what point did the chip start, the wild start caving in? What happened?
They start
Dang.
Where it was
closing.
like, oh crap,
Ooh-wee.
we might.
Who was the first one to get noticed that it was a problem?
Well, they arrested Derek and Gary.
Wow, okay. Where were they at?
But why did they just show up and arrest them one day, or was it?
They had committed a couple of robberies, back to back, and
Not affiliated with yours.
no, not in any way. And Derek had a pretty nice vehicle. He had a candy apple red Camaro,
Yeah.
with rims,
Splurging.
and he was the
Star.
ooh-wee. Say, man, I'm talking about he was the number one ranked DB in the nation. I said the nation, so in the hood,
Right.
they definitely
They know
you
who
was
he
star in
is.
the hood.
come on, man.
Now Derek is
So
the one.
he had no business out here.
He the one.
committing-
Derek's the one.
Hold on. Why you say that, Jay?
I'm just saying because of what you just said. If he has this reputation and he's known like this, you're going to be found
Now
out.
watch this.
You don't
watch
get
this.
caught.
Now watch
In other
this.
words,
Yeah.
you're
We
recognizable.
We talked about Darren Lewis.
Yes.
So again,
My brother.
I just think about life.
Yes.
And again, you talking about he blew his opportunity to go to college. But you don't know what he would have done
In college.
Come on,
Right.
Bobo.
That
Yeah.
part.
We don't know what to expect.
It might have been worse.
Then
In
our boy.
college.
Then our boy.
So the first two got arrested, and did they start snitching?
They told on somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I know they talked on.
They didn't take their lick and just
Nah, it wasn't quiet. It wasn't quiet.
Well, was it? Well, they didn't even have all that. I was gonna say, was anybody like? Well, they saw more than they saw four people. So who else was it?
It was just they got caught, and the two that they caught had more to lose than anybody.
and they wasn't built like that.
and they mamas was like, you better tell them everything you know.
Now, it is funny you said that because they what? Kids.
Yes.
And your mama want what? The best for my
Yes.
child.
Yeah, they gonna put that pressure on
going
you.
back to you, what you said, Bobo, they ain't grown.
They
No.
not.
So you asking kids to think like
Like grown folks.
now the difference and I tell people this. You know, people be like, man, they shouldn't have snitched. That's what you say, but you wasn't in their shoes.
Yes.
They was kids.
Yes. With parents.
Yeah, because if it was my kid, they'd have been singing like a canary.
Now, what's funny about what you said, Jay? I was raised. I don't want to hear nobody name,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
but yours.
yours.
Already.
Don't come home telling me you was
What
with
so and
Elliot.
so did?
Yeah.
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 What did you do?
So being raised like that, I knew
Be quiet.
about somebody.
But
else.
they wasn't raised like that.
No, they wasn't.
Yeah.
And well-
And in
I don't-
hindsight,
come with it.
if you're gonna do some dirt,
do you dirt all by your lonely?
you gotta know if you're gonna pick a team to do some dirt, you gotta pick some teams that are equally yoked.
Oh, you sound like a draft pick. Yeah,
Same frame of mind,
yeah.
raised the same way.
Ooh wee.
Because it's always that one.
Man, come on, man.
But even though you can get people who was raised the same and all
Yeah,
that, but
you
when
can.
they back against the
the
wall,
thing is this.
I feel you.
When you're
true.
back-
You know,
Yeah.
you know when you gonna sell you out.
Yes.
You don't know when the next man gonna.
Let me
sell
tell you this
out.
story
That
right
part.
here. Well, this ain't no story like that.
that-
Y'all remember the biker gangs that got into it.
Yeah, out of Twin Peaks.
You know they had to let them all go.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Nobody
They
said
said that
nothing.
Ain't nobody figured that out yet. They follow.
Say, bro.
But we thinking about some 17-year-olds.
That's
they
what I'm
didn't know
saying.
their mama got in there and was
and
like,
that's true. But we're gonna
Yes.
make this applicable to today. The loyalty behind relationships, bro. That's real, Bobo. You just said it, bro.
Yes.
but you know what? The time we in now, there are no relationships.
There is no loyalty.
For
either.
like we don't have you
It's
know,
possible.
like how we grew up, we went outside, you met
Out
the
the
kids
youngsters.
on your street.
Ooh-wee.
It wasn't no tablets or phones. You had to talk to each other.
Wait,
You built
You
up
built
no
rapport.
you built
social.
a rapport
These
with one
kids,
another.
their
They don't
friends
know
are
each other.
online.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
people
They don't
they
have no
chatting with
social.
and-
Look,
and-
I don't
right.
like you.
I feel
block.
you, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
block. We
yeah,
ain't
that's
friends
true.
no more. So
That's true. But you still have some that's raised a little different. I'm
A
telling
few.
you, for
A
real.
very
You do, but you know what?
And this the biggest
You know
part
what she
about
said?
it. What?
Very few.
And this was important about that though. They stand out
That's
a lot
right.
more. I'm telling you, I
9
seen
times
it.
out of 10, they gonna snitch.
They got better favor.
That one person is gonna stand strong.
And
So
that's
they the
fine.
minority.
You know what I told my son? I seen that in both my kids. I got a son and a daughter. They both adults.
Yeah.
I seen that they had the same kind of loyalty that their daddy do.
Yeah.
I said, be careful who you become attached to.
You can be loyal to a fault sometimes.
Yep.
Come on, man.
You can be loyal to. That's me, bro. And she'll tell you
and
right
what's
now.
it?
She didn't
It
have to
costs
slap
for
me,
keeping it real.
slap me out of. Quit tripping. Because, bro, it be people
be
from
like,
my past.
that's
I
it.
can't do them like that. Them
You
my,
got a trailer full
them my
of flat tires.
Shit.
For what?
who was y'all
That's
judge?
what I love
Who was
about
y'all
my
judge on the
husband.
case?
He's-
Judge
Lord.
Joe Kendall. If I can see him right now, I'd
What's
give
his
him a
name?
hug.
What's his name?
Joe Kendall.
Joe Kendall.
Supreme Court judge. No. Everybody capitalized from that case.
Supreme Court judge as far as Texas Supreme Court? Oh,
Yeah.
these, okay. Oh. That was a major case.
Yeah, it was.
They made a movie about it.
Ooh-wee.
So how did it feel being 17, 18 years old after everything comes down and everybody's been snitched and they all caught going through the trial?
I've never looked at anybody and said, man, had you never done that. I always looked at me.
And that's good.
And it is, but that's not common.
No.
It's not. No,
We
no,
just
no.
got
Not
you
at all.
saying 9 out of 10.
You know,
you the one.
let me tell you what it did for me. As kids, we look at life like this. I don't care what other people think.
We do.
Yeah.
Not this new generation.
Well, they the same. They don't really care.
They- They really don't care what
They
people
They'll
think.
care about likes.
kill
They
themselves
care
what
about
somebody
likes.
think.
That on that point, you're right. But I'm saying in terms of when they do wrong,
Okay, yeah.
they like,
Right.
man, you know what? I don't give a.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I just remember.
Because they don't be thinking they wrong.
Well,
That's
let me tell you what was my.
my.
But I think that's an adolescent phase.
Yes.
You know, it's
It is.
From
about
an
me.
adolescent mind.
It's about me. You. I said we talking about baby.
Some worse than
And
others.
what's it? She want what she want.
Yeah.
In
What she
spite of
thinks
what
you
you
want.
in spite of what you know from a experience and
Yeah.
wisdom state.
Oh, we have 4 daughters. We
Yeah.
So with
And we've gone
so,
through it.
So there are phases, and this is what I realized when I never forget, and I promise you, I'll remember. This is what drives me to be who I am today. When they started passing out the prison sentences, all the screams and crying I heard.
yes.
I mean, I'm like 18. I'm like, man, I don't even know who out there crying like
Yeah.
that. People that skip school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm talking
remember
about
that.
this on the level of
I remember that
civil
day.
rights lynching.
I remember that day.
Man,
Boy, that day
people
was like-
skipping school.
Yes.
So as I hear people falling out, screaming and crying outside the courtroom, I'm thinking to myself, damn, that's how much hurt I caused.
The community.
Who?
The community.
People I never know I had an attachment to, Bobo. For real, man. So in the first thought that came to mind after that was, man, I owe them people an apology.
Yeah.
Now the crazy thing,
Wait. The people that was out there upset.
everybody, the
Gotcha.
community,
The community.
the
Okay.
community,
Yeah.
because it had never been done before. And then this how you do us.
Yep.
Right.
Man, we support y'all. Watch it before we even won state. We had a great controversy, and people pushed in, donated money, hired lawyers
Yes.
for us to be able to continue to play.
Yes.
I understand. Y'all had some anger.
You know what you
some
could
folks
really
was
say?
angry, hurt, literally.
Let me ask you a question, and you can just. I remember you told us about your before all that. Had you haven't gotten caught before?
Yeah. He said it.
No, when?
He talked about being in the police
9 years
car.
old, but that was. But they didn't take you all the way down there, did they? They just scared you.
Nah, yeah, it just scared me.
Yeah.
Took me back home.
So you didn't have no record in what I'm saying.
No, I didn't have a record.
Everybody, any other guys have a record.
Nah.
So it was y'all first conviction.
Yeah.
They supposed to slap you on the wrist to give you probation or give you less time is what I'm saying.
Allegedly.
That's what the crowd was reacting to.
It
I'm gonna
depend
tell
on the
you what I
crime,
knew.
too.
Because I'm about to say what I know about facts.
Come on.
First time aggravated robbery offenders
Yeah.
didn't get sentenced no more than 15 years.
Okay.
You had 3 that was sentenced.
Why do you think
more.
you got 30?
I got 25.
25. Why
Because of my past. And this is big to understand. You just said, had we ever been convicted of anything? No. But I had been looked at on some things.
Got you. Okay, that's
And see, a lot of we can go to OJ. You might beat a case.
Oh, I feel you.
But when another
The
case come up,
speculation, yeah.
They gonna
Yeah.
You know what my mom used to say? When I get you, I'm gonna get you for everything you done since the last whooping.
yeah, that's real. So again,
It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow.
And because
But
you
I'll
look
get
at that, it wasn't quote unquote by the book.
Yes.
Nah.
No.
When I
Especially
get you
then.
though, when I get the opportunity, you're gonna pay for all of it. And so that's when you talk about why I got more. Yeah, number things, man. That was one. I had been in a number of things at 9 years old, and then the robberies wasn't just the only.
Yeah.
That was the span
Yes,
that I made
feel
a
you.
practice of on the way up to that point.
I feel you.
Then I didn't show any remorse.
And why do
you think you were still arrogant back then?
But you
Let me
heard
tell you-
the
let me tell you what-
cries was
what-
after the fact.
I'm
after
a
the
little
sentence.
I'm a little different in terms of how I think some of the other guys perceive this whole situation. For me, I come from a background of civil rights activists, educators. So I saw some things and knew some things that they didn't even know. I knew it was based upon race. So when I thought about, again, yeah, that was a level of arrogance. But I'm thinking to myself, man, I ain't no different than the next human being.
I know.
And I might get treated differently at this moment. And it's funny because, Jay, you were talking earlier about you being a realist. And it's being a realist in 2 factors. Yeah, I know what they'll do to me. Yet I know who I am.
Already.
And the powerful part is because the things that we doing like this podcast, I ain't started doing this until I was out parole. Interviews
That's
and that kind
smart.
of thing.
That's
I'm talking about
smart.
when I first got my time, you talking about prime time, ABC, Phil Donahue. You had so many talk shows that wanted to talk to us. But I'm like, this ain't what I want to be known for.
Right.
Real.
But you know what you can do though? And I've been thinking about it every time I walk away because you're a profound speaker. You could do public speaking as far as telling your story and changing people.
Yeah. Motivation.
You know what I mean? Motivational speaker.
These young kids need to hear that
Oh,
because
yeah.
they are in a popcorn
Yes.
society right now where
Yes.
everything is quick.
Have-
They looking at YouTube and they seeing they next door neighbor yesterday was the girl next door and today she got 3,000 followers and they think, you know what I mean? Everything
No
is
substance.
about being liked and followed.
Yeah.
So
Have you done an interview on this as far as detailed like this one?
Yeah. Well, there are a number of things that I'm involved in. I'm involved with the program. I was, and my intent is to get back involved with this particular one. But it's called Pathways to Progress.
I read it.
Which deals with the black judges in Dallas County and dealing with first-time nonviolent offenders. Man, I don't never sleep on the opportunity to bless somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With what you've been through, with who you are, there is, I'm not going to say a career in it, but there's a career
Oh,
in it.
yeah. It's a gift.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Because you speak eloquently. You know what I mean? Everybody can't speak. And let's just say, I used to be in the car business for a long time. I signed up one of your guys. You just mentioned his name. He don't talk like you. At all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when people have a talent for speaking, people will
Right.
to speak,
Yeah.
you know, all over the country because that story, I mean, it's a movie about it.
Man,
bro.
for real.
There's a movie about it starring Charles Dutton.
Yeah. And Vivica Fox. And Pooch Hall. When you think about, again, a lot of people, I'm going to give you an example. The generation that we're living in now, those individuals aren't big on religion.
And living in right now,
Yeah.
they are some of them. But depending
at the
on
level,
where you
yeah,
go,
like
I'm just
back
saying
then.
at the level that, again, we talking about our
Yeah, not
parents
like
and,
back
and
then.
what we were introduced to.
because back then it wasn't all these outside influences.
Yeah, you got
for sure.
telling
You got so many opportunities to come up,
right.
and it's not from understanding what, again, purpose, service, and perspective is. The one thing that I keep in mind is that when I think about this new generation, they're detached from their spirituality,
big time.
big time. And what comes from that is service. Again, all of what I do now is based upon, man, I broke a lot of people's hearts.
So you
I want to fix that.
You want to
An
serve.
apology is not what we say, but what we do. Change
It's
behavior.
exactly.
That part.
Change behavior.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You could help somebody.
Right.
And you know what? I'm thinking about everything that's, now we just got to talking about Godfather Harlem off camera, and
Yeah.
you could walk, I mean, I bet you could go speak to college football teams,
Right.
professional football teams.
Eric Thomas type stuff.
You know what I'm talking about?
Man, I know.
Just go around speaking, doing this on a high level. Get your name in the algorithm.
Okay.
Start your own channel. Quit your job.
Ooh-wee.
Make this your job.
Quick,
Become a
quick
CEO.
So
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
go ahead, you.
No, I'm just
Now go,
motivated.
Jay.
I was gonna go back to
Go back to the interview, baby.
yeah, because we were gonna talk about that after
The case. Are we talking about
Yeah,
the case?
When
she
we
kicked me
talked
back
about
too.
his-
She was like, hold on, y'all moving too fast. Like Michael J. Fox.
Okay, so
Back to the Future.
so you go through the court trial. What was the feeling that you got when you were officially
When that judge
told
said,
your sentence? Yeah, when you were told 25 years.
what went through your mind?
I looked at my mama.
She was behind you.
Well, nah, she was over to the right. Her and my dad. And I was like, man, as long as my mom don't fall out, I'm good.
I know that feeling too.
And I never forget she had shades on. So I didn't see anything.
No emotion.
I didn't. I know she was hurt. You ain't got to tell me. I ain't have to see that to know that.
How was
Her only
Pops,
child.
How was Pops acting? Strong.
Yeah.
Already.
Man, I don't see my dad cry twice in my 52 years of living.
So do you think your mom wore the shades too hard? The emotion in her
I
eyes?
do. I think to deal with whatever the outcome would be, I'm the only one went to court with tennis shoes in my hand. I knew I was going.
You knew it. Oh,
I knew
wow.
it. I did.
Why do you think?
Because he knew better.
Because I heard the judge say, "Man, I ain't crazy."
What did the judge say to you to make you say, okay?
But first he revoked my bond. First I had $100,000 bond, and then paid it, and then he revoked it, and then told me I was a threat to society. So
At 17.
yeah,
But you guys did not physically harm anyone or murder anyone.
no, we
It was
didn't.
just
But
And you were black.
no,
You was
again,
black.
I had a history though, Bobo.
But you was black though. A lot of people have history.
But I do have to agree with you. We can't just always be like, oh, it's because I'm black. Some
Not
stuff
that-
is because
my history.
But then, no. What I'm saying is this:
There was.
did you do any violent crimes?
I had. I'm gonna tell you something. I was looked at.
There you go.
About an attempted aggravated assault the year before, the summer before. The only reason I'm not indicted is because the witnesses described somebody that did look nothing like me.
Was it
it was a shooting.
Okay.
So I mean, once they looking at you for something, you already in their little.
It goes back to what I said to earlier.
Yeah.
You might not get taken to trial or
Yes.
charged.
Yeah. But they got
But when you finally go to court,
they gonna get your
wait.
ass.
all this stuff come up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And people, wait a minute.
Oh, go ahead.
Say that again right there. Because people don't realize that these youngsters think
You can be the case. You can not be indicted on something and think you beat it. But once you finally go to court, everything that they have been investigating you on,
that you might not even know that they investigating you on.
that's right, will be looked at. And will be considered towards not so much as that case,
The sentencing.
But your character.
but your character.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is why every time someone does anything, what is the first thing the media does is bring up all their background
what's
and the
this?
stuff they did in the past.
You got a bottle of water.
Yeah.
They make millions of those daily.
Yes.
For every bottle that's made, it's one that got a defect. What you think they do with that bottle?
Throw it out.
So what's this?
Yeah.
Whatever, we got something to replace that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Trash. Yeah, for real. Okay.
I'm always quick to think about my wife's on this case big time, but I'm always quick to think about the system and how it was stacked against us. And I'm not talking about what crime you committed. I'm just talking about equality as far as what you did, what somebody else did of a lighter shade, a white boy did.
My thing about that though, if you already know that there's the chips are stacked
But he's
against you
17.
in that way,
No. You have to realize this is before we knew all this. We 17 in the 70s. This
you
was right
knew in the 70s.
But we're kids. We did know.
Nah,
We didn't know it was like that.
I do understand, and let me show you the difference, the level of maturity between male and female.
But did you know it was a big old thing against black and
watch
white
this.
though?
No, not at that level.
That's what
And
I'm
watch
saying. Not
this,
at
and watch
that
this.
age.
And I was very.
Well,
I was exposed to civil rights issues from a young age. But my life and how I lived it,
Yeah, never experienced it.
I did, but not at
But
not
when
at the
you got
level
caught, you
that
did.
I understand now.
When you got
there
caught,
go,
you
there
did.
You go. Yeah.
That's
that
what I'm
opened my
saying.
eyes. That opened my eyes.
You see, I said in the
Yeah.
70s, we
See, 'cause-
the stuff y'all dealt with in the 80s is different than what we dealt with in the 70s.
contain. We're in our neighborhood. We're in our neighborhood.
Yes.
I ain't been past my neighborhood at 18. I ain't see. Matter of fact, it's crazy. They were talking about how many fights I had.
Yeah, you did.
What?
On the bus line going to North Dallas, going to St. Peter's.
From my hood to my project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the projects and back to your hood.
And watch this. I had to act a certain kind of way.
I know. You had to have a tie on probably at the private school.
Be ready to squabble. Yeah, I had to wear uniform.
It's so many other questions I have. We'll have to have you come back for a part 2.
No, keep going, baby.
Well, I do want to ask. I do want to go into your experience being 17 years old and put away into the justice system for that amount of time. Because 25 years at 7 was 42. You're supposed to get out at 42.
Yeah.
I just don't see how that does any good.
Well,
that's just my personal belief. Like when you take a child and you lock them away for 30 years, of course it depends on the crime. But this we're talking about nonviolent and no one was killed. It was aggravated.
It was aggravated.
Okay, but still, 17.
What was your mind when you first walked in the door?
How was it? How was your experience growing up
Mm.
in
Man.
prison?
Ooh, that's a strong question.
Ooh, we wasn't it. When I left, I got a saying now that I use. It's all right to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't all right to be scary.
There you go.
And there are a lot of things that I never knew that I'd be exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I think it started with, I was put in lockup right after I got sentenced.
How long? For how long?
About 3 days.
Okay.
Misunderstanding. Dude from Carter. Yeah. Put me in lockup. He was
Wait a minute.
intelligent.
Come on now.
The CEO
Come on now.
was from Carter.
Yeah. Somebody I looked up to.
Sound like something. I'm telling you.
Hey, man.
I had the same
Hey,
experience.
I got a saying. Hey, where you say you went to school, Jay?
Huh?
She went to Campbell.
Come on,
Campbell.
get to me.
I
Watch
went to
this.
Campbell.
Everybody that went to Campbell ain't no night.
No, they not.
You hear me?
Forget that.
So
Yeah,
everybody
you
went to Carter ain't no
Cowboy.
Cowboy. And what I took from that,
All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
I remember picking up the Bible. And in 3 days, I read it.
The whole Bible?
The whole Bible.
Wait a minute.
You ain't got number time.
Wait a minute. Do you know how many pages in the
Did you
Bible?
know say he was on lockdown? That's 23 hour lockdown.
Wait, 3 days.
None out.
You had to be up day and night reading the Bible.
23 hour lockdown, 24 hour lockdown. He couldn't even get out.
That's a lot of pages for the most average
I'm just
reader.
telling
When
you.
you ain't got nothing to do,
What'd you say one more time?
I can't read the Bible.
24 hour lockdown with nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
No phone. You have to realize this before cell phone.
This, I'm talking about, and I didn't say in a cell with somebody to
You
hold
by your
down
damn
out.
self.
By your what?
Your damn self.
Is that the only book they gave you?
It is.
I'm finna say that.
And then I went to diagnostic, which is where they figure out what
Huntsville.
That's Huntsville, where they figure out where they gonna assign you, what unit.
Huntsville
I read
called
the
Father
Bible
Day.
the second time. So after that,
Let me ask you a question though.
yes, sir,
Did you read with comprehension?
I did
The first time or the second time?
both times.
Okay. Both of them.
I just got something different the second time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what I began to do was I began to apply that. And at certain times in my life in doing time, man, I just remember even now we can have a conversation and some things come up, and the first thing come to mind is something I read in the Word, and it moved me to a point where I realized that either I can handle it. It ain't about no win or no loss. It's just about me understanding what I can handle and what I'm not supposed to handle. We'll go to Him.
Yeah.
And I got to that point. See, I'm like you said earlier. Oh, my bad.
You good.
I got a lot of wisdom. But you know what I learned? Sometimes it ain't for me to speak.
No, my granny used to say that's why you had 2 ears and 1 mouth.
I just told my daughter that last week.
Something we watched it. We interfere with God's plan.
Yeah. You know what they say. Everything got a saying. Everything got a saying, and all these sayings will help you if you dissect it and realize what they're saying.
Yeah, well.
You tell God your plans, what are you gonna do? He up there laughing.
Yeah.
He's up there laughing because you don't know what God got planned for
There you go.
So
Again, again we'll interfere. A beggar asks you for something, but you don't know what God got in store for him.
what year you get out?
I got out in 96.
Wait. We
I'm
can't
just
go
asking.
get now. Okay.
I'm just asking. You got out in 1996.
Yes, sir.
While you was in prison. How was it as far as?
It was a growing experience.
I know it.
Honestly, for me, Bobo,
Where were you? Name some of the camps.
I started at minimum security, Hilltop. They sent most of us over there, and they was like, we don't want them all together.
That was my next question. Did they separate y'all?
Yeah, so after that, they separated us after about 2 months. They sent me to Cofield.
Okay.
I stayed at Cofield. No, I went to Walls. I apologize.
Where is Walls?
Walls is in Huntsville.
Okay.
I stayed at Walls for maybe about a year.
Okay.
Went to Cofield
Where is that?
in Tennessee Colony.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed at Tennessee Colony from 90 to 93.
Okay.
Went from there to Midway, Texas, which was Ferguson unit. Stayed there maybe a year and a half. Went to, yeah, I did. I moved around quite a bit. I went to Hughes, and I went from Hughes up to Wichita Falls I forgot the name of that unit. And then went back to Hughes. And then from Hughes, I came home.
Which one was the worst?
Yes.
Well, I think Cofield, because it was me learning how to do time. The initial point.
This is what I don't understand, and you can answer this for me. Every time you pack up and have to go to a new unit, is it just brand new for you every time?
It is.
Yeah,
I mean, you might run into
even with the inmates.
Yes, sir. You might run into somebody that you know. But like when I went from Cofield to Ferguson, it's crazy because
how long you was at Ferguson?
Maybe 92 to 94, maybe about a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
And this unit was considered one of the worst units.
Ferguson is that unit.
And it was crazy because when I went, I knew what their intent was. I had been involved with some correctional female guards. So they shipped me.
And what unit?
At Cofield. And so when they sent me to Ferguson, I knew
guards there.
it was.
Y'all don't. But let me stop.
We close.
Let me stop and to understand. Let me describe Keith back then. Because Keith was on our level. Keith was a player. He was. I mean, I used to see him. I used to see him in the 9th grade, and I could tell he was different.
Yeah.
He wasn't. I mean, he talked about me, but I watched him just like he watched me, and I could tell he was different. He wasn't like nobody else, and I could tell it wasn't hard for him to get no woman.
I was charming.
A girl.
Yeah.
A girl.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your story.
So what ended up occurring when I got to Ferguson, I was about midway through doing what I had the time I had to do, the mandatory sentence.
Which was what was
I had to do 6 years, 3 months to come up for parole.
Ooh, okay.
And I was about at 3.5, 4. And when I got there, you were like, you just asked about the women over there, but we were close to that. We were close to the H-Town.
Cornbread.
That's a bopping.
Y'all had y'all some.
That was bopping up. What year was it?
Huh?
What year was that?
93.
Oh, they bopping UGK out.
And the crazy thing about it was, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to leave that alone because I want to go home.
Right.
And that unit was not known for releasing inmates. So I signed up for my bachelor's degree because I had already received my associate's in prison. So I got transferred to Hughes. And that's why I came. Well, I got 1 year set off, and then the following year I was released.
So how long did you do before you were
7.5?
7.5. Okay. Ooh, and then you had to be on paper all the rest of that time.
For 17 and a half more years.
But let me ask you this. This is for the street guys.
Right.
Because you hear people say different things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Do you recommend the way you did it as far as coming out? Some people say they don't like that paper for so long.
But I'm gonna tell you the difference. If you got 2-3 years, I don't knock you for doing your time.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you got them long probation,
you don't have no choice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
would
this.
you have rather sat down in there or came out?
It came out.
Came out.
I take my chance.
And take your chance.
And the crazy thing, Bobo, is that say,
tell you
man,
why I say
I made some mistakes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one situation. I had both my kids in the car, and I ended up having a fight with 2 police officers.
Oh Lord!
So I ended up having 4 felonies: 2 child endangerments, and 2 assaulting police officers. But the only thing that worked in my favor was my neighbor was one of the lead prosecutors in the city of Dallas.
See, that's the
And
thing,
he
Keith.
witnessed it.
Keith.
That's fable.
But see, that's the thing, Keith.
That's favor.
Your skin color. I've heard of so many. Okay, let's take this for instance, the YSL case.
Okay.
Do you know which case I'm talking about? The RICO case.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys got out. You know, because they did. What did they do? They snitched, but not only did they snitch, but they got out. But the terms of their
It's
conditions.
called cooperated.
Yes, yeah, they working. That's what you usually
With
say.
the Fed.
Yes, no, with the state because that was a state RICO.
Oh, yeah, that was.
But a lot of them got out with like 10, 15 years probation. It ain't been a year, like 3 of them already.
That's sellout.
Well,
3 of them already
let me
back
tell you
in.
something. I feel like now I haven't been a prisoner, but I've been to jail a few times. And I can only imagine you either gonna get out and do right because you don't want to go back, or
That's what you thinking now because you're not.
Well,
a criminal.
what I hear from
You're
you,
not a
Jay,
criminal.
see, yeah, there
You're
you
not a
go,
criminal.
and that's vivid. That is important.
You know, when you got out
Right.
and you had how many years? 17 years probation.
I did.
Were you nervous?
Nah, I was just glad to be out.
You was glad to be out.
But I went through a phase where I was on the brink of having an emotional breakdown. And that came with, it's funny, we were talking about the bus line earlier. So I hadn't been on the bus line since like 8th grade. Now we talking about 84, now it's 96. And I remember my dad taking me downtown for a job interview. He said, I ain't gonna be able to wait for you. You're gonna have to catch the bus. I was like, all right. But internally, I was like, man, I ain't been on the bus in over 20 years. Do the bus cost $1? Do the bus cost $5? And I walked from the Crescent Hotel area to downtown. And I remember going to McDonald's. And I was like, man, I know 61 Glen Oaks bus run right here. And they didn't run there any longer. And I went through this panic mode. And 2 people that went to high school with me walked up and said, hey, it's good to see you. And I took the opportunity to talk to them, and they told me, man, the bus is on such and such a street. So that's the only situation I remember going through where I had some emotional challenges. Yeah.
So how has life been for you since you got out?
Man, wonderful. You know, I make a conscious effort of appreciating each day. You have so many people that are angry, hurt, and I just try to take advantage of each day, Bobo. You know, I've been blessed. Got 2 kids. They ain't put me through anything
Already.
near where I put my parents through. Got my own career. A I'm good at taking care of that on my own.
It's real.
I've been provided the opportunity to make a career as I live, and I'm respected at my job and in the streets and in life. I just try to be real with folks, man. I know that we all have been through something to some capacity. Not the same, but I try to make sure that I at least give a listening ear or pay attention to the next individual that I say I care about.
Really.
And if I do, I'll show it. And some cats come to you with the mindset of, you know what, man, I need $5,000 in order to make it. Now I ain't got it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't got $5,000 to give no cat.
I know.
But I might have something to tell you to get you through the next 24 hours.
It's real.
So I done my part.
How was it when they decided to make the movie?
It was like God's time.
They made you executive producer?
No, but I was involved a lot.
Why not when they using your life?
Man, it's crazy.
You're supposed to get some paper off that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They can't use your life without you being an executive producer.
Wow.
How can they write? How did they get what was happening without behind the scenes? The B-roll, the stuff that wasn't explained, the stuff that was behind the scenes. How did they get that information? They had to talk to you, right?
Yeah, they did.
That's called executive producership.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing as we talked about earlier.
Somebody screwed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody. If anybody asks me about my life, you got to get paid for that.
Right.
And that's what we just got to talking about earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Public speaking, your life, it's your life, it's your story, it's your experiences. There's no way, no way how you're supposed to get taken advantage of. I'm not saying they took advantage of you.
No, you being real.
But yeah, I'm just saying.
Well,
it's your right. No one's supposed to come up off of you. Who was that, Greg Ellis?
Yeah.
Come on, Greg. Maybe he didn't know.
Nah, he knew.
Yeah, I ain't with that.
Yeah.
It's your life. He made money on this. It's on Tubi. It's on all kind of stuff now. Still generating money.
They play that every week. Carter High's up on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think about everything that went on during that time. In 1989, I remember like it was yesterday. You coming home, I remember like it was yesterday. I remember when they told me you came home. I was like, God, wow. I'm glad he's home. Mm-hmm. You came home quick though.
I did. It's crazy because a lot of people don't come home a year or two after they come up. You got people get 25-year sentence and do 20.
Oh yeah.
I got 25 and I did 7.5. I made cats that had violate probation violations. We talking about pissing dirty and doing 20-something years.
Why you think you got out so fast?
Man.
You just did your time?
God's plan. Because I intended to get out before then. My intent was to get out the first time.
I know somebody got out on. I know somebody got out on 2 on 20.
Yeah.
So,
but I realize this when I say God's time. You have to think about. I told you I missed the crack era.
Yeah,
I was a robber, bro. I ain't see the money that the cats that was selling dope.
But you missed all the bullshit too, though.
Yeah, I did, but watch it. I'd have been in it.
No, you wouldn't have. You'd have been robbing the drug dealers. Because you wouldn't have been selling crack because you just said you was a robber.
You're right. But in that, watch it. When you rob, watch it, an establishment, it's different than robbing an individual.
Which one is easier?
The establishment. Because they insured. They ain't looking for you like
and that. They ain't coming back for you.
No, not for your life.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
So earlier you were telling me that while you were going through all this and being locked up, you found your purpose.
Right.
What do you think that is? Tell us, share.
Man, it's about impacting other people's lives, exhortation, inspiring people to be the best that they can be at a time when they feel like they'll have nothing to live for. It's important to realize, man, my testimony, my life is not for myself. It's for others. It's called service. I don't care. You talk about, I done heard a number of things mentioned, whether we were on air or not. We talked about marriage. We talked about relationships. How can two walk together unless they agree? Let's go to the street. You know what loyalty look like, Bobo.
Yeah.
You do. You know, even if you knew it was wrong, because I'm tied to him, that's who I'm tied to. And we don't live like that. We don't apply that now. We done got older, and so we decided to not be that kind of cat, and to be right, but to not be right at 100. So at the end of the day, that's what I know that I'm inspired to be to others. Man, there's so many of us need to be empowered, and we don't know how to empower one another. You bring people in, you bring people out. You know, it's big about my past, but let's talk about where I am and where we going. And most of us don't do that. We always want to talk about what we used to do. And that don't benefit our life or our purpose.
That's real. That's real.
And so it's about challenging one another. You know, again, growing up, before you walked, you what? You crawl. Your mama said what? Get up.
That's right.
Sometimes you pull it up on your own.
Eventually, you had to.
You had to.
Sometimes you pull it up on the coffee table and just took out.
Yeah. And bumped your head, scraped your knees, whatever the case may be, but you learn how to fall.
Yep.
And it go back to what I said earlier. What don't kill you, makes you stronger.
So what's your advice for the young 17-year-old that's being...
Put that phone down.
Yeah, well...
That's the biggest advice whatsoever.
Yeah, that's being...
But wait a minute. Since you know they're not going to do that, what?
Man, it's another way to do that, though. You know, the world communicates...
Wait a minute. She was finna ask.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, what's your advice for the young 17-year-old that's out there looking at what he doesn't have and what he wants, and maybe having those same thoughts that it'll be quicker to pull a kick though too?
That's cool, but it's a price, and the price is more than what you wouldn't really want to give.
Well,
again, we talked about going from 300 to what, 3,000. Last robbery was 8,000 between two people.
What was that one there?
Poncho. And what's crazy, I ain't say this, but I saw a sign that said 22 locations. I want it all. 22.
let's go get the other ponchos.
Oh, it was a different Poncho.
Yeah, different location.
Gotcha.
So going back again, now I did 7.5 years. They got more out of me than I got out of them.
Yeah, they did.
You hear me?
No, you didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No. He did his time and he did it well. I mean,
that's what he said. They got more out of him than he got from them. Yeah.
Okay.
But this my point is, I did 7.5. A free label.
Yes. And
Picking
time
cotton.
you can never get back.
And I'm not because that's one thing. We can lose money, we can still get it back, but we don't get no time back.
No.
At all.
No. Or dignity.
So again, it goes to, I'm just glad that I'm in a position where some of the things that people read about, they don't believe it. Man, for the new generation, seeing is believing. You know, you can put a book in front and be like, man, I don't want this
that's
shit.
true.
But when I read it, when I see it for my own eyes, maybe it'll change me. So what I have for this next generation is understanding that how important figuring out your purpose is in life. Man, money, and I chased it for decades. I had it, lost it. You done had it, lost it. Certain things build our legacy. And I tell people, your legacy is not measured by the money you make, but the lives you change.
That's true.
Real spill.
That's real spill.
Right? It's folks that come to me, I pass and I hear, Mama, there go that man. And it blow me away. And I be like, who you talking about? And so, and the same mom that boy talked to say, well, if he ever fall off, what should I do? Throw in Carter High.
Well,
If he say, I'm him.
Already.
And that's the only thing I desire with my life. I desire for my life to be an example. I ain't gonna tell you to do right. You know that.
Yeah, you do.
You already know.
Yeah, you can't go around preaching.
No.
They ain't gonna hear you.
Ooh, again, if you gave a bottle of water to everybody that came in, and then when you left, if everybody left and 4 bottles still had full, you can't be mad because you wasted that water. They ain't ask you that.
Right.
They didn't tell you they were thirsty.
Yeah.
That's true.
So again, that's how I move. If a person asks me, you asked me to come here.
Yes.
I didn't ask you.
I had a feeling that just hearing your story could possibly change some people's lives. That's all I thought.
Everybody life?
No. Maybe
Son,
just one.
That's what's up.
I don't care if it changed one. It may be one fool out there getting ready to commit something stupid, and you hear this story. That's what I'm saying. How you just said you go into and preaching, you don't want to do that. But if you just tell your story, they may see something about them, and be like, I don't want to go down that path. You might get some people that be like, shit, I can do it that way, and I can tweak it and make it better.
Not today.
And if you get caught up, you know what he'll say?
Yeah.
Man, he told me.
He told me. But we at least tried.
That's
we did
all.
our due diligence and trying to help the youngsters, the community. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all we're trying to do.
We definitely have to have you come back.
You got to.
That's what's up. I love y'all anyway. Though.
Wifey is a true crime person.
Is she?
Bro. There was something came out. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna
say it. Go
I'm not gonna bring that up.
No, go ahead.
That's what's
But
up.
she is one.
Reminder.
She is one of those type of. She is a true crime person.
That's what's up.
And she loves court cases. You heard
I'm
me?
like that too. Though.
I watch them all.
Yeah, I'm like
from the
that.
beginning to the end.
I got friends be like, "Why you watch y'all?" I be like, "Say, man."
Because I like when the people be arguing. I be like, "Nah, I got to know the facts. I need to know what was said in the transcript."
It's crazy about when somebody's life is in the balance.
Yeah.
People don't think about that penitentiary like that.
Nah,
not the people.
I didn't.
Not till you
I
facing
didn't,
it.
Bobo.
Because you never think that you going.
My mama used to tell me at an early age, "You keep on. You're going to jail." You know what? Going back to what we believe what we see.
Yes.
We didn't grow up around penitentiaries.
No, they tried to take us up out of that.
Right.
I guarantee you, if you ask your mom and them did your mom and them grow up in Oak Cliff? Where they grew up at?
My mom from Greenville, Texas, and my dad from Denver, Colorado.
And where did they move to when they first moved to Dallas?
They was over there by Paul Quinn, which was Bishop College at the time.
Okay.
No. My mom, I take that back. My dad went to Bishop.
Okay.
But they was living in Richardson. And then they moved to Oak Cliff.
Ballers.
Yeah.
They was balling in Richardson.
Yeah.
I was about to say, usually most black people took the South Dallas, West Dallas, North Dallas projects.
And they go back to the decisions I made. Because a lot of the influx to Oak Cliff was from the areas you just named. West Dallas, South Dallas, North Dallas. People had an opportunity to come together and make more money than they ever had. My parents were a little different. And when you talk about peer pressure, I got a saying, a good home don't equate to a good kid.
No, it don't.
It don't.
It doesn't. And I always say that when people are like, it's the parents' fault.
Nah.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
You done your part.
Boy,
No, it ain't.
I had to learn that from her.
What you say, boy?
I had to learn it from her, bro.
Man, that's real. It ain't even your fault. You did your part. There was a choice made
Yeah, there you
by
go.
somebody. And a lot of times that falls up on the company they keep.
That part.
Ain't too many people on the right path.
No. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say something that somebody said to me. You got daughters?
Yeah, got one.
This will help you out. How old is she? Grown though, right?
Yeah, she 25.
This help all you youngsters out. Just getting ready to have daughters. Eventually, you ain't gonna be the only man talking to your daughter.
Ooh wee.
Yeah.
And I think about us when we was coming up. When you was talking to little girls, was you worried about her daddy?
Nope,
So-
not at all.
Eventually, you ain't gonna be the only man that's talking to your daughter. So just think about that. And if you okay with that, and you're not gonna be okay with it, but if you think about it and just accept that, it'll help you go along.
It will. It will.
Yes.
Get out your feelings.
Get out your feelings.
That part.
That part.
Yes, because that's always daddy's little girl.
Ooh wee.
And
mama's little boy.
But no, I'm just thinking about your girl.
Yeah.
You're always thinking I'm gonna protect my baby, my baby. I done taught her. But eventually, another man gonna get in her ear, and it's gonna happen in high school.
And it's gonna be it's
gonna happen in
It's
high
gonna
school.
Or
be
before,
compared.
if you're not,
And it's gonna be compared to what they seeing in you.
Sometimes,
Yeah. Or the lack
Sometimes.
of.
yes,
And at the end of the day, I'm tell you this. It might not be in the beginning, Bobo.
yeah,
But eventually she gonna still see if you put anything out there.
depends.
yeah.
You ain't in this new
Yeah,
generation.
for real, it depends.
But
This new generation
it won't
different.
last. Is what I'm saying.
That's my hope.
There you point.
That's our hope. Is that because some people never come around.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Everybody don't always come around, bro.
You think the new generation gonna do 50 years of marriage?
No,
So
because
with
their
that being
attention
said-
span is like that.
Yeah. With that being said, if you've applied, that's all I'm saying.
I
If
think
you've
some
applied-
of them may, if they
Yeah.
came up in a household where they had,
Yeah,
you know,
so-
an example of
That's
happy
all I'm
marriage,
saying.
maybe.
And it
but it's
don't
gonna be
even-
far and few in between.
It don't even just have to be an example of that. It can't be an example of
The other,
ooh wee.
That part.
Because see, single parent ain't new.
No.
no.
But how we conduct ourselves
but wait a
in
minute,
it
though.
is.
we keep bragging on marriage. We keep bragging on marriage. Marriage
Right.
is a great institution.
It is.
Not
as far as kids.
If you ready for it.
As far as raising kids. I ain't talking about marriage, single marriage, but as far as raising kids. Well, we talked about this the other day. How many times do you know of a kid growing up in a household with mom and dad, but it was toxic? Mm-hmm. Dad be no mom. Mm-hmm. You know, something. You know, it wasn't just straight. Hey,
Yeah.
it wasn't the Huxtables.
no.
Nah.
A lot of people.
Well, it's crazy that you asked me
Because
that.
those people, I mean, cut y'all, but those kids can come out worse than coming up with just their
you
mama.
talk.
And a lot of times, them parents think,
Ooh,
we
wee.
just stay together until the kids.
Because
get
that's a
there.
learned trait.
Like the kids don't see what's
That's a
going
learned
on.
trait.
Ooh.
How do
I've told people that, you know, you mad because your dad wasn't there. But I promise you, where he stayed,
yes,
they wish he had never come.
yes. It may be better. It's better that he wasn't there.
Right?
Yeah.
It might have been the mama's fault. It might have been his fault.
Yeah.
But if he was there and you get to see all that,
Man, for real.
next thing you know, you beating on your
And,
wife.
and again, at the end of the day, I just look at it like this. For me, I fall on the word. Man, everybody's situation ain't the same.
No.
There's some things that I can take that you gonna give me, and there's some things I be like, that don't apply to me.
Right.
And what I do know is it's crazy because we talk about relationships. That's what this been about.
Yes.
Relationship.
Uh-huh.
But there's scripture that talk about a prophet marrying a prostitute that God ordained. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we complaining about some things.
Because it's about her heart.
But you know where that comes
It's about
from?
her heart. It's not about
But you know where that comes from, baby?
what.
Can't turn the hoe into a housewife.
How you go from a housewife to a sneaky link?
But that's where that saying come from.
Yeah.
Straight out the Bible.
At the end of the day, for better or for worse in any relationship. That's how I see it.
That's true.
It's biblical.
Whether it be my child.
It's not. It was the opposite. They were saying, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of us don't embrace what we claim.
It's real.
We won't.
It's real.
One day we love it. The next day we talk about it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on pause. That nigga spitting some shit, ain't he?
Yeah, yeah.
You need him to come back?
I do.
My wife, you want to have one of them. I'm gonna tell you, outside of what we've already talked about,
Right.
she's the type that wants to.
She got a list.
She wants to.
She got a list. I
she
know
wants,
she
She
ready.
wants to delve deep. She wants to
can't wait
delve
to
deep.
get home.
No. No, she ain't got to get home. It's already right there.
Yeah, right.
She want to delve deep into the case.
Right.
And more, not more just the case, just like the prosecutors, the judge, just everything dealing with it, because I know her,
Right.
because that's how
she was.
No, that's one of her passions.
Right.
That's one of her passions. And a lot of people are passionate like that. The true crime and all that. I'm passionate, but not as passionate as she is.
Right.
She wants to. I mean, would you be up to coming back?
Man, I would be more than honored to do so.
Okay, we're gonna schedule a part 2 because our first interview is always about getting your story out.
Right, right.
But when we come back the next time, we want to kind of switch it. It'll still be your story amongst other things, but she wants to kind of. I already know her. It's gonna be what's the word I want to use? Dissect it.
Yeah.
She wants to dissect it.
Dive deeper.
Yeah, she wants to dive deeper. It might not be your. It might not be your part.
Calling you Black Marshall Clark.
You know,
It might not be your part. It might not be your part. It might be what
Harrietta Mason.
It might be what she. The prosecutor, your judge,
That's
the
what's
conversation
up.
you was
That's
having
what's
with your
up.
lawyer and all
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
yeah.
That's what she wants. You know, I'm
Why
telling
just
you.
be with the feeling behind it? Like
Yeah.
what was going on?
I think that's
in the
important,
time?
though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because it can help somebody.
It can. And a lot of times we miss the steps.
Exactly.
Yes, we don't know the steps.
We just know, watch this, the worst case and how the outcome.
Exactly.
Can I tell you a story?
Go ahead.
Not a story like that.
Where?
But you see how I looked at him and told him? It's a different.
Go ahead.
The first time I went to jail
Right.
and got to deal with court, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know nothing about no court-appointed attorney. I didn't know any of that. I was young. Young. The ignorance of us will get you locked up.
Yeah.
The ignorance of the black man will get you doing time in the penitentiary because we don't know our rights.
Right.
You got some shout-outs?
You know, I just want to make sure that I holler out to all those that was involved.
Hey, do y'all still keep in touch?
I got a couple of cats that I'm real close to.
Oh, good.
PK, Patrick Williams,
Good.
David Jones. I still keep in touch with Derrick Evans. There's a few of them.
Good.
Jim Elvis, who wasn't even, highlighted in any movie. He was a hooper. And I pray for those that we don't see eye to eye on. At the end of the day, like you said earlier, I just want to see everybody win, man.
There you go.
No.
Some people want to forget what they did.
Ooh, and that's
just
cool.
bury it.
And that's right.
That's cool.
It's bury it.
It is.
But that's them.
Yeah.
But if it was your life, can't nobody stop you from speaking on
man,
your
it
life.
didn't change mine.
That's
Man,
what
I
I'm
go
saying.
places and I mean, I've had job interviews, bro. And I'd be like, the only thing, let's skip
crazy.
everything else and
Go
get
straight
to
to
the
the
question.
chase.
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, ask me
Go straight
about
to the
it.
chase.
Yeah.
So-
and in the end, I done told some folks, all I want you to know is, if you give me a chance, you're going to say, man, where he been all this time? And if you don't, I'm cool with
Yeah.
it too.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. So, do you want to give your social media? That's different, ain't it, baby?
Yeah.
You want to give your social medias out?
You
Or
know,
do you- I want you to build a brand.
I'm very active on Facebook.
There you go. We give you social media.
Keith
out.
Campbell on Facebook. I do a little Instagram, but I'm an old cat, so
Yeah. Instagram where the
I
money
do
at.
that. But I'm finna move that way then.
I read it.
And I'm venturing out towards my own podcast, bro.
There you go.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
This is the start of it then.
Yes,
Come on
sir.
now.
I
Yes,
say,
sir.
I know you've been doing your interviews,
Yeah.
but
And then I'm about to write my book too, man.
there you go.
Man, for real.
Gonna have to come back for Super Tight Book Club.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she's an avid book reader. She reads a lot of books, and she'll read that and dissect that book, and you'll
Okay.
come back.
Man, I look forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this right now. When you write your book,
Yeah.
are you gonna be the audio person on your book when you do your audio version?
Audible. Yes, the audio book.
If not,
That's who it should be. Okay.
I am a narrator, but I feel like stories like that, they
Should
should,
be by
be
the
read
We'll check
by
it
the
out.
author.
Yeah, it should be by the author.
They should.
Well, you know what? We'll collab about it.
if you decide that you don't feel comfortable doing it, you got a family
I'll be
member
more
right
than
here
happy.
that'll get you back.
You know that I want to end with this and what you just shared. You know, I got a saying that says lying. Everybody say they're lying, but they be lying.
Well,
And when I say that, scientists have proven that lions catch their prey in less than 30% of the time. So God created it to be something that it fails at being most of the time of its life. But it don't never stop hunting.
right.
No, never stop
That's
hunting.
real.
Yeah.
And never give up the faith.
Come on, man.
It's all about faith.
And watch it. In our eyes, a lion is a killer. But in
Everybody
his eyes, a lion is just what? A
just
lion.
being me.
He trying to be survived.
Just being me.
That's all that
He
is.
going grocery shopping.
And
Yes,
not only
sir.
that, a lot of people say they want to be a lion or that they are a lion, but until it's time to go in the jungle.
Yeah. It's different. Failure brings out a different part.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Most people that have become successful is because of the pain they've been through.
The failures that they've
Yes, sir.
suffered. Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
believe. Say, man, this has been one of the real ones.
Yeah.
This has not been really an interview. This has just been a conversation.
Yes.
And I loved it. I loved it. How'd you like it, baby?
I loved it. You know I did.
This has been something real special because this is something that the community needs to see
Yes.
and hear and try to grasp and get something from it.
Right.
And I appreciate you coming through, brother. It's been an
Absolutely.
honor. It's been a real honor.
And sharing your story.
Yes.
Absolutely. And being
Feelings
so
mutual.
open and honest about it. Cause
Yes.
absolutely.
Because a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Ooh-wee.
And I knew if I called you, you would be candid.
Yes, sir.
Because I know you. I said, I ain't seen this nigga in 30 years, face to face. But I bet you'll be candid with me and give the truth and try to help somebody.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been following your movement since you came on, especially on Facebook.
Right.
You know, and I said he ain't the same. I'm not the same like you was
That's
a bad
for real,
person.
though.
Not
I'm
a bad
being
person.
honest. Nah.
You wasn't a bad
The
person.
growth, though.
The growth.
Yes, sir.
The growth. And I said, man, we 50 years old now, man.
Yeah.
Ain't got time to. You got somebody to save.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's one person. You got somebody to save.
Yes, sir.
That's all it is. And I'm glad you came through. My wife is. I know she is super,
Yeah. Honest
super
to meet
excited.
you, Jay, for real.
Super excited.
I got to
I
see
told you her eyes jumped up when I told her. I told her one day she wasn't hearing me. Then when I told her again, she said, "What?" Yeah, she was excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, get you.
No.
But say, people, I appreciate y'all tuning in to me, man. I got
Keith Campbell.
Keith Campbell, a real super tight guest.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.